How y'all doing today? Hey, Dragon. Hi, Honest. Good to see you. Please put your name in the chat so we can take some roll call up in here. I hope everyone's doing well. It is dreary AF where I live. It is 49 damn degrees. I hate it. It's cold. I have not stepped out into it because I refuse. I need some sun. I need some sunshine. Like, hello. Betty Joe, what's up? Oh, Gina. Gina. I need you to teach me how to say that AHO. Is it aho? Or am I saying it crazy? Hi, Grammy. Hey, Shalima. Shalima, is that how you say it? Good to see you. If I butchered your name, I sincerely apologize. Yes, Dragon, let me go and do that. You have to promise me that you will use your wrench responsibly, okay? I really only time people out or block them if they're being just super ugly. So, you know that. If anyone calls someone out their name type of thing, okay? All right, I'm about to wrench you. Get ready to get wrenched. Are you ready? Are you ready? Brace yourself. You are wrenched. Dragon. Hey, Crystal. Good to see you. Levi D. Love it. What do you want to be called today? It's good to see you, buddy. I missed you all. I really did. Okay, so aho. Did I say it right? Gonna chalice is thank you. Okay. I made a live. Yay! Okay. So today we're gonna talk about all the stuff. So I wanted to show you some crazy business that's been going on. Hi, TJ. And I am going to tell you, I'm going to give my little, disclaimer, copyright. Let me put that banner up because I can't remember that shit is. There you go. Because I'm going to be sharing videos today. And Betty Joy, I missed you too. Like a fat girl misses her slim fast. I'm a fat girl inside, just so you know. I'm on a mission. I've been on a mission to get fat since I was young. I just can't do it. No, I'm dead serious. Like I eat too much, and it's just I have a weird metabolism. I don't know. I don't know. People hate me for it, but what can I do? Oh, Gina, I know, baby. I'm sorry. That was yuck. Yeah. I'm really sorry that happened. But we're going to talk about being nice, loving humans today. And when I say that, please know that I am not disillusioned to think that I am always a nice, wonderful human. I know that I have faults just like anybody else. So thank you, Dragon. I appreciate you. Yes, Betty Joe, I have a ridiculous metabolism, and it used to be really problematic because actually I was teased like you would not believe. That's why like I get super triggered when people comment about others being too thin because I'm like, huh, that was me my whole life and I couldn't change it for shit. So anyway, I'm over it now. It's cool. And Joe Smith, nice loving humans on YouTube. LOL. I know, right? Hey, Penny. El Bizzle. Is that my name? Did I just get a new nickname? I'm so excited if I did. I will take it. Yes, Betty Joe. That is right. So today I'm going to show you. We're going to hang out for a bit. So, get yourself a snack. I'm going to have to get my smoke in a minute, but I'm going to share my playlist with you. And it's called How to Live. And some of the things on there are weird. And you're going to be like, why the hell is that in your playlist called How to Live? And it's just because whenever I find a video that is like contrary to how we should live, I put it there. Or if it's good advice on how to live, I put it there. Okay. It's just kind of random. It's weird. It's kind of like my Pinterest. Do y'all have a Pinterest? I love Pinterest. Pinterest is like shopping without money. And man, it just gives me all the feels, all the good feels. So this first one, this is going to, let me get past the, ads, and then I got to share my screen because I know it doesn't automatically pop up there. La-di-da-di-da. Damn, I just stopped it instead of doing it. What the heck? All right, try again. You can do it. You can do it. Put your back into it and shit. Okay. There it is. Hey, butterfly. Dutchie, my Dutchie bish. Y'all, Dutchie's the Dutchiest. I see you, Grammy. Hi, sweetie. Okay. Let me mute myself so it doesn't do the weird shit, And let me get to the right screen. Oh my gosh, I'm so confused about what I'm doing. It's been a while. Okay. Gotta unmute that. And then I gotta mute myself. I gotta start this. Okay.
Right now in spring, 4 children, all under the age of 4, are said to be safe after some were found wandering in the street alone last night.
Fox 26's Domly Keith is live in spring where those kids were discovered. Domly.
Yeah, fortunately, a group of teenagers happened by as the 4-year-old and his 2 younger siblings were roaming in the road here outside their home.
Yes, you heard that correct. A 4-year-old and his 2 younger siblings were roaming around in the road by themselves. Wait till you hear the rest. It's fucked up.
Around 11 o'clock last night, sheriff's investigators say they found the parents around 30 minutes away at a motel. Walking in their neighborhood here in Spring late on a Thursday night, these teens took a look in the road and couldn't believe 3 toddlers were wandering alone.
What in tarnation were these parents doing at a motel 30 minutes away from their children, ages 4 and under? Say what? Where they do that at?
None of them had shirts on at all. It was really chilly out actually. And then one that was naked.
It was nighttime, and anything could have happened. Somebody could have snatched them up. So
The kids say 2 of the little ones were wearing only extremely soiled diapers. So the teenagers tried to find the parents, seen here in mugshots now that they've been arrested.
You walk.
Ew. Yeah, Missy, that's probably correct. Let me back up so it has, see, there they are. They look super young. I just found this morning, you guys, so I didn't look deeply into it. So I don't know how old they are, what their deal is, but they look super young. But y'all, those babies are so fortunate that nothing worse happened than being in soiled diapers and being out in the cold, right? They could have been hit by a car. They could have been abducted. They could have been severely hurt within the home, poisoned. Who knows? Like, what in the hell?
Arrested.
You walk up the driveway Every door is open. The garage, the back door, their car.
The house was completely dirty. The car door was open. Everything was everywhere, like water all over the floor.
It was dirty. You know, it seemed like they were there for a while, and you know, they had.
Can we just acknowledge her lashes real quick? I'm sorry. I just can't. Like, girl, you gonna trip on those lashes. But anyway, I'm proud of these teenagers. Like, I can't think of any. Do you think there'd be any kind of teenagers who wouldn't step up to the plate and do something about toddlers in soiled diapers and one being naked? Do you? Because I think almost any young person would do that, would handle that. But I am proud of them. And I'm also proud of this girl wearing her mask outside. That's interesting. We don't have a lot of mask wearers around my area here. I honestly, I really don't either because I'm fully vaxxed. But that's beside the point. Let's get back to this.
The fridge open, with the chair holding it open.
We thought, well, what if somebody's dead in there?
In fact,
The oldest one had said, I think my mom died, and then he said she had gotten into a crash.
a fourth baby climbed out of its crib, and the teens took all four, age 4 and under, to Michael's house to wait for police, and his mom cleaned up, clothed, and fed the kids.
She gave them blankets, drinks, food, because I guess they was hungry.
Harris County
Yo, there was a baby in the crib. There was a baby. Oh my gosh. He brought them home and his mama took. That's going to make me cry. Oh, I feel like he's so proud of his mom, the way he was talking about her. But damn, those people. Damn, the fuck.
County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez says his deputies found the kids' parents at a motel 30 minutes away. The mother, Angel Huff, is now charged with child endangerment, and the father, Markel Dorsey, is under arrest for felony violation of bond. According to court records, Dorsey was charged with assaulting Huff last year, was ordered to stay away from her as part of his bond, but in January he was charged with violating that and assaulting Huff again.
Okay. So that's really sad. He's abusive and has had a charge and was supposed to stay away and did not. I'm not judging her because people get into abusive relationships, right? And we don't know why they stay. But those poor kids, who knows what they've witnessed, and by what the teenagers were saying about the condition of the home, man, I don't know what these kids have witnessed. But we're about to hear from a family member who is taking care of the kids, and I think it's in Texas, Leave ID. I'll check. Hold on.
CPS says the children are now safe with other family members. When we went to the home,
Just wanted to tip you, I didn't know, I don't have nothing to say at all. I'm taking care of 4 babies, and that's all I want to tell you.
okay, how are the babies now? Are they
They're fine, there's
they're
nothing wrong with the children.
That lady was like, you better get the fuck out of my face. I'm taking care of 4 babies. You better get out of here. So who knows? I mean, she seemed mortified, and I probably would have responded the same way. She's most likely overwhelmed because, oh, if you've ever taken care of 4 children, let alone ages 4 and under at a time, you know what I'm saying, okay? And she's got some age on her, so she's like, she did not have time. And that lady's like, well, damn. Look at the reporter. She's like, I'm just trying to get the story. What the fuck?
The sheriff says it appears the 4 very small children have been left alone for up to 2 days. Reporting live in Spring, I'm Damalie Keith, Fox 26 News.
Dang, up to 2 days. What in the hell? That's insanity. See ya, Dutchie. Get you some good groceries, girl. Selena, great point. If a teenager says dirty, must be far worse, right? They said there was water all over the floor. The refrigerator was open. Like, y'all, that's gonna do something. I mean, kids are resilient, y'all. They really, really are. But whatever they've witnessed, prior to this point, and then this 2 days of trauma will impact them, and that sucks. Oh my gosh, Mr. Fuck You Mean. Are you, what in the world? I love your name. I know, Penny, it hurts my heart too. Yes, PTSD. The brain is developing the most at that time in life. So that's when a lot of damage can be done in that development. And it really, really sucks because a lot of times things don't even show up until later. But anyway, I digress. We will move along to the next. Oh, where am I going? Let me see what's next. I was going to play on my playlist. My dog's over there snoring. He just played and now he's like, I need to take a nap. Oh, here we go. So this is a little palate cleanser. I try to throw in a palate cleanser in between the real heavy stuff. So this is like, what in the world? Like, what are y'all thinking?
You guys, we are about to spend the night in Target.
A YouTube couple is in hot water over this video in which they claim to have spent the night in a Pennsylvania Target.
You guys, do not attempt what we attempt at home. We are entertainers.
They shouldn't have attempted it either because West Whiteland police saw the video and arrested Johnson LaRose and Charlotte Fisher.
Hey, does anyone want to do this with me? Just play it. Let's not do it at Target though. Let's go to like, let's spend the night in, what would be fun? A toy store? Wait, I'm showing my stuff. Oh, thanks, Mr. Fuck You Mean. You see why I like your name? Look at the top right-hand corner. You see what's on that apple? That's right. Izzy Pop. I love you. Betty Joe, this makes me wanna wait, hold up. Makes me want to take everyone that hurts a child or baby and slap the daylights out of them. I know that's right, Betty Joe. That's why I fucks with you. Oh, really, Gigi? Okay. Oh, I am the bomb. Oh my gosh, thank you. I appreciate you. I know, Penny, don't you miss Levi D too? I hardly ever see him. I'd be missing his ass. All right, now let's see what the hell these dum-dums are going to do.
Known by their 18,000 YouTube subscribers as Saucy and Honey for criminal trespassing and conspiracy. Surveillance.
Criminal trespassing and conspiracy, though. They are not playing.
Video from inside the store shows them wandering around various sections while recording video of themselves. While LaRose and Fisher told viewers that they spent the night in Target, police say they left through an emergency exit around 3 a.m. and
Y'all, they even played their viewers. They played them. They didn't even stay in there all night. They just made it look like they did. They edited. That's messed up. I wonder if they went and like slept out in the car. My thing is, a car's not even comfortable to sleep in. So, I mean, did they go back home and go like what really happened here? And why did they do that? Why is this a thing? Have y'all heard of this challenge? Because I have never heard of it, but it's whack.
tripped the alarm. But the couple returned to the store when it opened to the public to resume recording their video. The couple was released on a $25,000 unsecured bond.
Look at how they cheesing when they come out. They're so proud of themselves. I can't.
And they're due back in court March 24th. Fisher told a reporter outside of court that she has no regrets, that they were living their life and having fun.
Excuse me. No regrets. Just living my life, having fun. Just getting arrested. Just, $25,000 bond. Who cares? It's cool. Because I bet their channel grew like a mofo, right?
But the couple said they would not be doing another stunt like this again. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Mara Montalbano.
What y'all think? I think that's dumb AF. And yet effective, right? Because we just watched it and I quite enjoyed laughing at them. Okay, so now let's get to some more serious business. Okay, this video is made by Smiley Stories World, and it's just a warning of a scammer, I guess. Now this video is kind of long, so I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to give you the gist of it. And if anybody can drop her link, if you got a wrench, if you drop her link, I'd appreciate it. Smiley Stories World.
Okay, my dear people. I didn't know I was going to be talking about this again tonight. I told y'all I was not going to see to this again. However, it happened again today. Now, oh my God, y'all are not going to believe this. Okay. I am warning everybody about this girl right here. She is a scammer, okay? And she was back in my Instagram box again. And we just had an exchange just a few minutes ago. That's right, we sure did. Okay, so I told her I'm going to let all YouTube creators that I know about her. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then hopefully, again, I can wash my hands of her. So, this girl right here, her name is Alicia Powell. I come to know of her in the Sunshine Group in Nita's world, okay? Nita has a good heart, and we tried to help her. All the Sunshines did. She met and exceeded her goal, okay? And I helped her. I printed this out. If you go back and look a few days ago, there's my receipt. I printed this out because I helped her, and so did a bunch of the other Sunshines. And then the very next day, my Cash App went off, and I was like, what is this? And she requested from me $80 in my Cash App after I had already given her that I send her $80 more for chemo, gas money, my son's doctor's appointment. Okay, she did that. Now, I sent that over to Nita's email and asked her, hey, what's going on? Because I thought the girl was cloned, or I didn't know what was going on. And then come to find out, when I went in the chat that night over at Nita's World, come to find out, I was a little bit late, but Nita was already going off on it because this girl right here had did that to several more of the Sunshines and was asking for different amounts of people who had already given her money through PayPal and Cash App and different things, taking advantage of everybody who had donated to her. I mean, that's a little bit greedy, don't you think? Okay. Then she comes stumbling in the chat, about an hour or so into the chat. And then I didn't catch everything because I wasn't looking at the comments and stuff. But she got smart with Nita, and I don't know what she said. She did own up to it, which Nita told her she appreciated it. And then I guess she cussed or something, but she got kicked to the curb and got kicked out of there. Okay. So that was that. And, you know, I told Nita, I said, I want to do a story. I didn't want to do a story because what was going on with basically Trisha's case with Benny Keys and what all's been going on about her asking for money for her son's headstone and stuff. I mean, I'm just going to get to the meat of things. And I mean, I didn't put it out like that. And I wasn't going to bring that up, but, about all that stuff that was going on for months. And, I can't say who's scamming and who's doing what, but we went through a lot of stuff with 423 Chase, the whole YouTube did, and we really believed in him and all that stuff. And Nita said, yes, I really wish, you would do that. So I did that. And if you go back and you look at my video about this girl named Terry Lynn Manning, I did a short video on her, and then I brought up what Alicia Powell did, because it was about schemes and scams and Facebook, and it's very interesting if you go back and look. And she's in jail right now, been in there a year and a half or so, and it's a local story here. She probably won't be out for a very long time. It also ends up in child abuse, Munchausen syndrome, by proxy. She was a real good person helping homeless people, but yet she was scheming. It's a whole long drawn out thing.
Y'all, I just have to say, oh, hey, Fairy Dust. I haven't seen you in forever. I love you. So listen, this is so bothersome to me because there are people, genuinely good people, who have fallen on hard times and might need help from time to time. And people like this who scam, they really hurt others. They obviously hurt the people that they're getting money from, but then they hurt the chances of others who are truly in need from getting what they need, because we all become skeptical of everyone. It really, really sucks. Like, just don't be a scammer. God, is it that hard not to fucking... How does a person become a liar and a scammer to where they don't give any fucks about who they scam? How does that happen? We're going to go to the next. I can't stand looking at this bitch anymore. And I don't, yeah, okay. And with that, we definitely are going to need a palate cleanser.
I'm not sure if you've heard, but Disney's offering the Disney bundle.
We're going to get past these. And we're going to look at some cute baby animals. Oh, do you love them? I love them. Look at. That doesn't look like a baby, to be honest, that duck. Oh, but that does. Hey, y'all, have you ever gotten tadpoles and raised them into, oh my gosh, into frogs? It's fascinating. When I used to teach preschool, oh my gosh, that's so cute. We got a whole bunch of tadpoles and put them in a tank. And then you have to have rocks in the tank too, so that they can be partially, oh my God. Sorry, I can't keep a thought when I'm looking at it. Oh Lord, help me. Anywho, it was so fun because you can see them, like if you watch them on a weekly basis. Like, of course, you're going to look at them every day or whatever. They're in the classroom. But what we did was we had them to draw the changes that they saw from week to week. And they would start to, sprout their little legs and stuff. It was really cool. It is science, I'm science-y and stuff. Yeah. Okay. So that we'll get back to that. Oh, look at it. He put it, hold on. He just put his arm around. Look. Look. Oh, I love them. Why can't people be like that? Okay, here's another one. I'm sure all these are going to get struck, y'all.
Police body cam video of some of its officers falsely detaining.
Hold up. I need to slow that down. Slow it down. This pisses me off, you guys. If this would have happened to me, you would have seen me go straight from Libby to Karen in 2.8 seconds. Okay, don't even trip.
Have released body cam video of some of its officers falsely detaining Black Panther director Ryan Coogler. Coogler, who co-wrote and directed the blockbuster film, is in Atlanta filming the Black Panther sequel. He went to a Bank of America branch to withdraw a large sum of money. The teller called the police.
Yes, you heard that correctly. Of course, how would she know? Like, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know this man because he's not an actor. He's a director, right? Is that what they just said? Anyway, the man's got some money, okay? He's got some money. But this chick, y'all, this is crazy.
What's on the note, ma'am? It just says I want to withdraw $12,000. Just be discreet.
Okay, now mind you, there's no he's not got a knife in his hand. He's got no kind of weapon. He doesn't make any threats. It's just that he's passed her a note saying, I want to withdraw $12,000. It gets worse, okay?
Is this an actual customer or are they trying to rob him? They had a debit card. He had it in his ID as a California ID. But I didn't look at his name because I'm.
This bitch said she didn't look at his name. She didn't check nothing because she just was like, I've been passed a note. That means I'm being robbed. Like, damn, girl. Damn.
Just like so shook up. You might just want to be discreet, but I have police around.
Police video shows the officers responding.
Hey, sir. Come here, favor, man. Come this way. Wait here, Manny, back. Got it.
Both officers have their guns drawn. Coogler immediately complies.
I just would like everyone to imagine themselves in this situation. Now, I can't see myself ever attempting to withdraw $12,000 because that's just not possible at this juncture. But if I did, and I have my ID and everything, and these dudes come up to me, guns drawn, I'm freaking out. What do y'all think? He handles it so well.
He is handcuffed and led outside of the bank to a squad car. The writer-director explained, for his safety, he was trying not to call attention to himself in the bank by asking the teller to be discreet.
Write down on a note how much I want out. And then I don't want it ran through the money counter right there at the desk. The whole bank is up looking at it.
Authorities confirmed Coogler's identity.
I'm telling you, I would be hot. And he handled himself so well. I know I've been cussing somebody. Yeah, sugar mama. I don't know about fire. I mean, I don't know. At least some serious training and an apology, which the bank apologizes, but I don't know what happens. I don't know if she ends up, I don't know, but it's crazy.
And that he was not committing a crime. They released him and his two companions who are waiting outside from handcuffs.
They had that Glocks out. Yeah. I was pulling money out of my own account. I understand. I put my own bank card in there.
This dude, he's like, now he's starting to realize, like, what the fuck? He's like, what the fuck just happened? Hold up. He just remembered who he is, type shit. He just remembered. I'm a writer director. I have a lot of money, and I have my bank. I didn't do shit wrong. I have my bank card. I have my ID, and the police was just called on me, guns drawn. That really just happened. He's looking around like, what the?
For the light, you in the back. You know what I'm saying?
So we have to confirm that. You gotta understand, we don't come out because of the seriousness of the call. We don't just come out, and unfortunately, in a situation like that, you don't get the benefit of the doubt.
You see him right there. Here's his prayer. Lord, help me not steal off his ass right now, because I am not trying to go to jail today. I just got the cuffs off, but I want to break his face right now. See what he's doing? He's woosah, woosah.
Get the benefit of the doubt.
Bank of America said in a statement, "We deeply regret that this incident occurred. It never should have happened, and we have apologized to Mr. Kugler." And Ryan Kugler seems to have accepted that apology. He said through a representative, "This situation should have never happened." However, Bank of America
Just like to take this time to say he looks fine right there. It had to be said. I'm sorry.
worked with me and addressed it to my satisfaction, and we have moved on. This is Inside Edition Digital.
Okay. So, Missy said, so fine. Oh, really, fairy dust? Is Bank of America bad news? I don't know. I don't bank there. Okay, who's talking about Dr. Pepper? I love Dr. Pepper, yes. Let me catch up on some chat. Hey, September Virgo, what's up? Yeah, Sugar Magnolia. He was classy about it, for real. Right? Zona always saying something crazy. Look, here's a tip. When you see the people that are asking for thousands and they are living better than you are living, something is sketchy there. Of course. That has to be it. That has to be the case, right? How could anyone possibly have more money than me? What in the actual? That's funny. Oh, Selena, I'm sorry. I didn't see that you were leaving. If you're still here, peace be with you. Izzy. Penny, the internet isn't going away. What? I wish it would sometimes. Okay, I'm way back there. Oh, thank you, Missy. Yeah, if you want to give me a thumbs up, that's cool. Elise, my sunshine. Look at her. She's so cute. Hated Bank of America. Okay, so Bank of America is bad news. What do you think about Wells Fargo? Oh, no problems for you? Okay. I personally really do not like Wells Fargo, but whatever. I don't have, I'm like, ain't nobody got time to be doing all that stuff. So I just deal with their bullshit. Oh. We have a beggar-in-law nephew. He has the latest iPhone, a better car than us, and a bigger TV. I won't give him a dime, but some fall for it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I hear you. And that's just, I'm guessing maybe he's young. I don't know. know, it takes us a while to figure shit out, you know. But some people get it right away. I don't know what to tell you. Like when I was in my 20s, it was bad. It was bad. Even into my 30s, I asked my parents to bail me out too many times because I was irresponsible. But they did it because they love me. And eventually I learned, kind of. No, I totally did. Waves lurk mode activated. What does that mean, Vestiges? What do you speak of? Betty Jo said, I don't give a damn dime to give nobody. Oh, she don't have a damn dime to give nobody. I be giving my dimes. I ain't even gonna lie. Here's what I was gonna tell you too. I wanted to make sure to say on this stream. I have a problem with a lot of MFers around here on these YouTube streets. And however, I still would help. Like, for example, if I saw Lizzie, y'all know how I feel about Lizzie, okay? Not the good feels. But if I saw Lizzie in need and I was able to help her, I would help her. If I saw her standing on the side of the road and her car was broke down or something like that, you know what I mean? Or if she fell and she needed some help getting up, anything, really. Because I'm not hateful like that. I don't like what she does. I don't like what she did to me. But I'm not a nasty, hateful person when it comes down to it. Anyway, I would venture to guess that if she saw me in a time of need, she'd probably keep on going, but I could be wrong. Hey, Suzanne. I haven't seen you in a long time either, it feels like. I hope you are well. Oh, Gigi, that's beautiful. Elise, right? I give dimes I don't have to. Like, what the hell? Yes, I am very human. The struggle is real. I babysit my granddaughter. All I get out of it is cigarettes. Betty Jo said, we'll work for cigarettes. Look at us. Oh. I help when I can regarding Stella and Griffey. Yeah. Okay. So moving right along. The next one is going to be a big, huge trigger warning, like a mofo. So yeah. We're going to get into, and then after that, we'll do another palate cleanser because this is going to, yeah. Get ready. Oh, no, okay. It still is going to play. Okay. Oh, okay. Is it going to play? Jeez.
Okay, thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe.
He was just your average 12-year-old kid. Hayden Hunstable loved his family, friends, and football. But one day in April 2020, he did the unthinkable.
Come on. Come on, buddy. And you said he's not breathing at this time?
Oh my gosh, I already can't deal. 12 years old. 12 years old. Had a YouTube channel. Lived in that house. So you see, you can have, and I don't know what his home life, I don't know. I don't know what his family life is. Nothing. I don't know. But I do know that mental health is not, it's on a continuum. So here's the deal. Everyone, just like everyone has a level of physical health, everyone has a level of mental health. So you can be in good mental health or poor mental health or somewhere in between, right? So I don't know what affected this little guy's mental health, but something had a huge impact, as we will see.
He's not breathing.
Tell me exactly what happened.
The son hurt himself. Giving him CPR. He's not breathing.
Count with me, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep doing them, sir, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Hayden hanged himself in his room just days before his 13th birthday. His father, Brad, tried to revive him, but it was too late.
I don't like thinking about it by any means, and what I saw is indescribable.
I bet he will never, ever get that out of his head. I can't fathom.
And then I tried to save him, and I failed. I wasn't able to, and it weighs heavy on me. Even a year later, it weighs heavy on me, and I just don't want anybody to. I want people to learn from our mistakes.
Brad says the mistake he made was not talking about suicide with his children. It's a topic he says he didn't think was necessary to bring up, but
and it shouldn't be, right? It shouldn't be something that we have to talk about with a child that young. But I'm going to tell you, I've had students younger than that talk about taking their own life, which of course I have reported to administration. This is when I was teaching, numerous times. And the youngest one was 6. And it's like, how do you even, my dog is snoring so loud, you guys. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but anyway. Okay, Izzy, I understand. Thank you for stopping in. I wanted to address this because I think that we have an epidemic, in my opinion, going on as far as poor mental health for kids and, people of all ages, really. So I just want to highlight and I want us to be kind to one another, because you never know how you impact someone.
looking back on Hayden's behavior, he says he could see a change in his son almost 2 months after the coronavirus closed schools and confined many people to their homes.
COVID killed my son, but not in the way you think. And I do believe that. Well, we were seeing increased anxiety from the pandemic, and that was clear. He wanted to play football. He wanted to see his friends. He couldn't have a birthday, and we were going to allow, it's 4 days away. He couldn't have a birthday party. He hated online schooling. Some kids would love it. My son hated it.
In this tragedy, I've got to go out and see if we can never let it happen again.
Brad has created a short documentary about his family's loss called Almost 13.
Where in the world did this come from? We were just together and you were the happiest kid in the world.
He says he hopes it will get parents to start a conversation so they won't have to go through what he went through.
Even if your kid has never said they want to harm themselves, you need to proactively have the conversation, because they're going to find out about suicide some way. And do you want them to find out about it from TikTok, from Hollywood, from their friends, or do you want to set the stage of how to think about self-harm with them yourself?
Oh my gosh, how do you even talk to someone about this? Not someone, but a child that young. But he's right though. They will hear about it because kids are seeing things on the internet that we don't know that they're seeing, right? And a lot of that obviously goes back to parental supervision. You have to know what your kids are looking at, but let's be honest, there are times that, say they're at a friend's house, okay? And if they have a phone or any kind of device, how are you monitoring them? And maybe you have an app where you can see what they're looking at all times, but you don't have an app on their friend's phone. or their friends' television, right? So there's only so much that you can shield them from. It's important to try to shield. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. You definitely should take those measures, but more importantly, spending time with your kids and talking to them and making sure that they feel safe to talk to you about anything is so important.
He also founded Hayden's Corner, an organization that offers resources on suicide prevention and has a goal to mandate resilience classes in school, creating a legacy for Hayden so his death won't be in vain.
Like and subscribe, and so that'll be the end of our vlog. So, bye.
For Inside Edition Digital.
I'm not sure if you've heard, but Disney's offering the Disney Bundle, which gives you access to Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and ad-supported Hulu.
Fuck, boy. Still fast as fuck, boy.
I thought we needed a palate cleanser ASAP. Okay, so we'll just leave that there while we read the chat. Hey, Rhonda, good to see you, darling. Yes, September Virgo. It has, very much. And, you know, when the father spoke of online schooling actually being beneficial for some kids, it really was. Some kids flourished with that. You know, kids who have social anxiety and things like that did really, really well. But there's so many that were negatively impacted and really lost so much. And how do they retain what they lost? Because really we're still in it this school year. I mean, I have students, not teaching, but clients rather, whose children have been quarantined 4 times this school year. Like they've missed 4 weeks of school, not because they had the sickness, but because they were exposed and they missed that much school. And then what happens is they get behind, but then they're still expected a lot of times, at least here where I am. I don't know how it is where y'all are, but they're still expected to meet those expectations of completing their assignments and whatever. And it's like, okay, but they didn't get any instruction. It's crazy. Okay, I haven't been subscribed for months, but I haven't watched. Oh, you have been subscribed for much. Okay. The white hat and who wears the black hat? Oh, okay. Well, I don't think I wear a black hat, but you know, a lot of kids romanticize suicide or look at it as a way to get attention they are needing from family and friends. I would say that, I mean, I don't think that many people consciously think I'm going to say this so that I get attention. But that said, it's a cry for help, for sure. And the key to what you said there is that to get the attention that they're needing from family and friends, right? Because everybody needs to feel like they're seen and that they matter. And so when you're not feeling that way, then you're gonna try to get that need met in any way that you can. And sometimes it's going to be in a healthy way, and sometimes it's going to be in an unhealthy way. And oh my gosh, the sun just came out and I'm so happy. Okay. Missy says, my children got bullied since they were both young, so I had to talk to them very young about it because they were so sad and depressed. Oh, I'm sorry. How are they now, Missy? How did they respond to that, and how did it turn out? How are they? I've talked to my kids about mental health, but it's a very open topic. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's very, very good. I would expect nothing less of you, Elise. Betty Joe, it is hard when my kids were growing up. I always told them you can, like you can do all things type of things. Oh, Rhonda, you are welcome. Is handsome. Social media has taken away social skills. Hands on. Yes. Yes, girl. Okay. My connection just went a little wonky, so I might be cutting in and out. I don't know. I don't know why it does that because I'd be paying the bill on time. You know, it's like, what is your problem? Oh, sugar. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. I bet. Oh, I am so very sorry for your family. That is horrible, horrible. You're talking about your kids, they feel like they can talk to you about anything. That's great. That's so needed. We just need everybody to get on that page. My child does great being away from the bullying kids. That's good. Now, what happened to Suzanne? To children, often no warning. I have had 2 suicides in my family. Oh my gosh, Suzanne. Awful. Oh, I want some tacos. I decided to homeschool for the sake of consistency. Yeah. They would cry and be anxious, especially in the new school year with the new teachers. Oh, I know. It was really hard to go back and forth and girl. And then a lot of the schools put up those like plexiglass, basically little, what do you call those? Cubicles? I don't know why I couldn't remember that, but because I used to work in a cubicle, but that was a long time ago. Because now I work at home. Hello. I love it. Anyway, yeah. So they had the kids in these little plexiglass cubicles and shit. And I know my grandbaby, she had to be in one, and she was like, I can't even see, like I can't see the board. I don't know what's going on. So, but she was happy to be back at school. Even with that, she's like, yes, I need to see my friends type of thing, you know. Except when they were here. Wait, except when they were with their friends. But most of the time, their friends was at my house, and I'm glad. Yeah. Yeah, I always would rather have my kids' friends be at our house so I could know what was up than if they were at somebody else's. I hated that, but that made me think of when I was a teenager. My best friend was killed, and I wrote a note because I didn't know how to deal with it, but my family took action. It wasn't something we talked about before. Oh, I'm glad that that's a really good skill or coping. Yeah, coping skill to have is to write when you're feeling overwhelmed. I mean, I have pages and pages and pages. I've been doing that since I was young, you know, since I read Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Okay. That's when I first got a diary. Yeah. And when I look back at it, I'm like, because I have some of my old stuff, and I'm like, girl, you was a hot mess. How'd you even make it here? How did you make it here? I think this young lad was popular at school and he missed being with his mates if online schooling was in the picture. Yeah. Yep. I'm sure. They're doing much better. Yay. I'm happy to hear. My nephew sees a therapist because he was also talking about suicide. I talked to him and told him to come to me about anything because you know a lot of kids won't go to their parents. Yes, I'm so glad that you brought that up, Betty Joe. So if you and I, let me preface this by saying you should always talk to the kids' parents before you do this, because otherwise it can seem like a boundary issue. Well, it is a boundary issue, right? When I explain, you'll understand what I'm saying. So I have a friend who, my daughter would talk to it about things that she didn't feel comfortable talking to me about. And it was hard for me to accept that, oh my gosh, she can't talk to me about everything. What do you mean? And if your child can, then that's great. And I'm not saying that we didn't ever have heart-to-heart talks and things like that. We definitely did, but there were just certain things that you just aren't going to talk to your mom about, right? And so I had a friend who my daughter felt very comfortable with talking to about things like that. And she's somebody that I have the utmost respect for, very conscientious and has integrity and all the good things. And I always knew that if there was anything that, I needed to know, that she would tell my daughter, look, I'm going to have to tell your mom if you don't, type of thing. But that was never the case, thankfully, because there was nothing really serious going on like that. But it was just really good for her to have another adult figure who has her shit together to be able to trust and talk with. Mental health therapy is literally hard to get for anyone in the United States unless they have attempted harm. It needs to be available. I know, girl. Yeah, I know. And then with insurance, and I haven't accessed therapy for a while. I need to, like a motherfucker. But anyway, and it's hard to find someone that you connect with too. But so insurance messes people up because it's like they put parameters on how many times you can see someone depending on your insurance and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, well, what if I'm not better in 10 sessions, motherfucker? Like, what if I need therapy for the rest of my damn life? Oh, gosh. But no, they don't do that. My youngest son was bullied. He is very individual. He has dreads to his waist. Oh, my gosh. That's awesome. He started them as a practice in patience and focus. He handled it well. That's great. That must have been really hard, but I bet he grew through that experience. Yeah. It's so awful. For real. It is. It is. I don't know which, I think I'm more comfortable having the mental health talk than the sex talk. Oh gosh. Yeah. You always wrote, you threw them away once you got healthier. See, I like to look back. I like to look back because it reminds me of how far I've come. Even though I'm like, damn, girl, what the girl? For real though? You was like that? Yes. But look at you now. You still kind of fucked up, but you're much better. Oh, I'm way behind in the chat because you talking about we must increase our bust. I used to do that. It didn't work. So I had to buy some. It is what it is. OMG, how very devastating for you and your family. Yes, perhaps we all need to be kinder and less judgmental. Please, can we? Thank you, gymnastics. Can we please be kinder and less motherfucking mental, please? I talked to my sister about it and I told her, don't get upset about him coming to me about anything. I'll tell you if it becomes serious and we should do something. Yes, that's perfect. Yes, girl. Oh, yeah. I know. There's people who seemingly have everything that, we would think is what would make a person happy, right? And yet there's something missing. And that we don't know how to accept that, I guess, and we don't know what to do with that. but it's not really for us to understand, because we'll never understand what's going on inside of a person that makes them feel that way. But then again, if we're caring human beings, we should try to care enough to find out and to help them. Hi, 96 gal. I haven't seen you in so long. How are you? I won't tell that you're at work. Elise had the birds and the bees talk with her daughter, and she would only wear black, and said she was depressed. What? Wait, that was her response? God, you need to. Oh gosh, that's funny. Hi, Sharon. Yes, girl, get you that coffee. Get it, get it. All right, so let's show a little bit more of these. It's cute.
I never understood as a kid what the words in the book kept flipping and jumbling. Well, every
Okay, thank you guys for watching.
I don't like thinking about.
Okay, thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe.
He was just your average 12-year-old kid.
Okay, it's skipping the other two.
Okay, thank you guys.
It just keeps
for
going to
watching,
this one.
and please like and subscribe.
A central fact about early childhood is that babies are born into the world entirely at the mercy of others. They have no native strength, intelligence, or utility. They cannot fight or complain, walk away or argue their case. Their survival depends solely on their capacity to look up from their cots with vast, innocent, beautiful eyes and charm their parents into caring for them.
In other words, babies are completely dependent on their caregivers, which we all know, but this is going to break down how a child can begin to break as soon as they come out of the womb. It's really sad.
It's their power to attract love that ensures they will be fed and clothed, protected and kept alive. In exchange for this nurture, young children readily offer their parents or caregivers unconditional admiration. They naturally adore and are boundlessly impressed by those who pick them up and bathe them, warm their milk and change their sheets. They are in awe at these giant people who know how to turn on a washing machine and kick a ball over a tree. There is, at this stage, no innate desire whatever to question or doubt figures of authority. Given what is at stake, it follows that small children are instinctively hugely sensitive to how well they are doing at getting their admired protectors on their side. If they feel they are loved, they can relax into themselves and get on with the many other pressing priorities of early childhood.
So because they're completely dependent on their caregivers, right, and they have no communication, their only method of communication is what? Crying, right? And so when they cry, when they signal, hey, I need something, If that need is not met, what does that teach them? What does that teach them? If I cry and cry because I'm hungry and I don't get fed, what is that baby learning? They're certainly not learning that they're cared for, right? Does it learn that, is it going to create a secure attachment to the caregiver? No. Are they learning to trust a caregiver? No.
Working out how to eat solids, figuring out what a plug socket is, how a button functions, what words are, and how soap bubbles form. But if love is in more restricted supply, the picture grows a whole lot more complicated. There are childhoods in which, for a variety of reasons, parents fail to be charmed as they might be. They leave the baby to scream, they shout at one another. There might be violence and hysteria, lethargic despair and terror. The young child knows instinctively it is in grave danger if the situation.
Okay, so now we come to trauma, okay, talking about trauma. So this can happen and does happen, that babies experience trauma even when they are not physically being harmed, or even if they are not being yelled at, okay? So if the chaos is going on around them, they're absorbing all of that, and they do not yet have the ability to self-soothe, right? So they're just sitting there in this heightened sense of alertness, like what is going on, because it's scary, and they have no way to process what's going on and no way to self-soothe. So if no one's soothing them, they will remain in that state until, I don't know, but they don't learn that someone cares enough to comfort them.
Situation is not somehow corrected, in extremis, it may be left on a hillside to die. At this point, our biology initiates a desperate yet darkly logical process. The young child starts to try a lot harder. It redoubles its efforts to charm, to be good, to do what could be expected of it, to smile, to ingratiate itself. It wonders what may be wrong with itself to explain the parental disapproval and harm, and doesn't feel any alternative but to search in its own character and behavior for answers. At the same time, the child resists what might, from an adult perspective, seem like the obvious move: to get annoyed with and blame the adults in the vicinity who are not looking after it as they should. But such a bold thought does not belong to the defenselessness of the early years. We are in no position to mount a challenge to our protectors when we can hardly reach the door handle, let alone turn on a tap. We need to have our own front door key and bank account before cynicism is a realistic option. It is far more intuitive to wonder why we are horrid than to complain of being unfairly and unkindly treated.
So in other words, the baby has no idea why they're not being cared for and why this craziness and chaos surrounds them, other than to think, well, I must be doing something wrong. I'm trying every damn thing I can to get what I need, and I'm not getting what I need. So I must be doing it wrong, because they don't know any different. They don't know that their parents were supposed to attend to their needs and were supposed to love them unconditionally and to teach them how to manage their emotions. They only know what they're born into and what they experience.
Small children therefore naturally turn injury done to them into dislike of themselves. They ask not so much, why does my parent fail to care for me, as how might I have failed this admirable person? They hate themselves rather than doubt those who should be protecting them. Shame replaces anger. It feels on balance like the safer option. A vicious spiral of self-hatred then sets in. The unloved growing child wonders constantly about their faults. Their parent may be alcoholic, narcissistic, sadistic, or depressed. They may never cook a proper meal or shout intemperately from their bedroom. But none of that matters in the slightest. The parent cannot be envisaged as anything other than substantially impressive. To explain the lack of love from the paragons of parenthood, it must be that the child is an awful person.
Have you ever come across a child who you know has been abused, and yet that child, or mistreated, not even abused, but just mistreated, and they still have this unconditional love for that parent, and you're like, what in the absolute fuck? So what comes to mind is my stepson is an example. His mom, was just, I'm not going to villainize her to the point that I'm just going to say that she was inattentive and not present. She didn't take her motherly duties seriously, and then she had other priorities. And so she was in and out of his life a lot, to the point that when he was 3 years old, he literally asked me if I was his mother, because I had been taking care of him for the, previous 6 months. And I had 2 other children who were calling me mom, and he didn't have anyone in the last 6 months to call mom. And so he's like, well, damn, do I have a mom? But anyway, she did, like I said, she did come back into his life. She was in and out of it. And it always frustrated me and his dad that, and this is going to sound horrible, it really is, because we were so upset about her lack of interest in caring for him, right? She didn't care for him financially, and she was just in and out sporadically, and just she just pretty much sucked, okay? So when he would be so excited about going to her house, and when he'd come back and be like, just talking about how much fun he had because they did this and that, and they watched this movie and that. Now, mind you, they'd be doing things that we didn't think were appropriate, like, oh, we watched the Chucky movie or whatever. And he was like 6 years old, right? Oh, great. I'm glad you watched Chucky. Super duper. We'll be dealing with the nightmares. But anyway, he would just speak so highly of her. And we're like, she's a piece of shit. We didn't say that to him, but to us, between each other, we were like, damn, that sucks. She just gets to be mom of the year in his eyes. But that's just because you're always going to have that love for your mom. Finding happiness. Oh my gosh. Girl, hold on. I love you. She's amazing. Oh, finding happiness. I have missed you. I hope you're well. Yeah, I changed my name. I'm a weirdo. But it is me. It is Mimi. Okay, I lost my train of thought because finding happiness in all you do is amazing. And I just had to acknowledge her. Hi, Bee's Knees. I don't think I said hello to you before, and I apologize. Thank you, September. About suicide, a local boy on his 13th birthday shot himself and left it. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh, that's horrible, horrible, horrible. Let me take this moment to say to you that, I don't know if y'all know this, but there's, because I didn't know this, but there's that long 800 number that's a suicide prevention line, but also there's the lifeline is 988. So you can text or dial 988, and that's going to direct you to that hotline, which is really cool because that's so easy to remember. 988, 988, 988. Here, I'll put it in the chat, 988. Okay. There you go. Let's get back to the video.
They must be stupid and mean, selfish and slow, physically repulsive, and irritating and shallow. As childhood gets left behind, much of this dynamic is forgotten. The adolescent and young adult overlooks exactly what went on. They cannot necessarily think clearly of the early years, and parental figures may be keen that they never do so. The former child can't tell anymore that their feeling of shame has specific origins. It can feel like something they might have been born with, a natural phenomenon, like bad weather or the flu. Liberation awaits us when we dare to take on board a highly implausible idea that our self-hatred, far from being inevitable, is an internalization of early deprivation, and that far from needing to revere and admire those who denied us love, we are in a position to understand, to question, to be annoyed, and to mourn what we did not receive. We are not so despicable after all.
So in other words, we must acknowledge our inner child that was harmed and heal that inner child and love that child despite what the child endured by lack of caregivers or due to the abuse that the child was not shielded from. Whoa.
We've just, till now, lacked any better ideas to explain why we didn't manage to charm those who should have loved us from the start. How to Overcome Your Childhood is a book that teaches us how character is developed, the concept of emotional inheritance, the formation of our concepts of being good or bad, and the impact of parental styles of love on the way we choose adults.
The Disney Bundle is the best of every world because you get to stream Disney Plus, which includes Disney, Pixar, Marvel. Yeah,
Okay, some more animals. Finding happiness. The best way to be in touch with me is on here, to be honest. I really don't use Facebook or Instagram. But I think I have a link. I think I have a link to my Facebook on here or on my other channel. But I just don't really, I don't go on there much. Oh, thank you, Bee's Knees, for being understanding. I appreciate you. Yeah, that behavior carries over into adulthood, especially for women. That is so true. Oh, Lily, yeah. I'm glad all is well with you, girl. Okay, what did True Crime say? Hoping to get a few of the creators left willing to work together on a panel to talk case matters. Yes! Awesome. We need that, girl. We need it. So many working together will solve all the hate and the vile talk. Yeah, that's right. But take note. Take note as to who does not want to participate in those kind of things. Because I'm willing. I'm very forgiving. But if I see the same behavior over and over again, then I'm like, no thanks. I know, girl. Yes, I hope to see you too. I need to visit your channel. Have you been making videos? And can Ahmad drop her link? Look at those monkeys. Oh gosh. Oh, that's awesome. Can you tell me where to get those resources? Because my inner child is super fucked up. Yeah. And Libby, and if it's not their panel, they don't want to. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird. I don't even know. All right. I'm going to go to, I might be going to another playlist here. Yeah, because I don't think it's on this one. Oh, well, this is totally a different subject, but let's just watch it because what the fuck? Let me get past the advertisements. And let me see, when was this from? Okay, this was from February. So y'all may have heard about this probably already. I don't know. Let me undo that. Let me mute.
Investigation in Florida has resulted in the arrest of more than a dozen men who thought they were soliciting sex with children online. As part of the operation, investigators went undercover as minors communicating on numerous social media platforms with the suspected predators. The arrests announced last week. Law enforcement teams from multiple agencies worked together, spending 5 days in chat rooms on Facebook, Instagram, dating sites, and other social media platforms, posing as children under the age of 14. All of the men arrested allegedly traveled to have sex with what they thought were underage kids, but instead were met by authorities who took them into custody. Walton County Sheriff's Office headed up the operation with help.
I just want to leave that right there just so we can see that man flat face on the ground where he belongs. I just want to kick him in his head. I ain't even gonna lie. I can't. What the fuck is wrong with people that they do that? But that's just it's another reason. And I know you all know that this happens, that there's sick MFers out there that do this, but we need to be aware of what our kids are doing online. Period. And also, we probably need to reduce the time that they're online. Okay? They need to have some hobbies that don't include screens, right? I will go find out where it was. And this was in February. But yeah, why are there so many predators? Like, what in the hell is wrong with your brain? I wish, I want to know what happens to people that turns them into sick motherfuckers like this. That's what I want to understand so we can prevent that shit.
Help from the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security. Each of these individuals has been charged with second and third degree felonies. Many of them are facing the possibility of up to 25 years behind.
You know, it just occurred to me right when they showed this that look at how diverse. We got different ages. There's no one really super old. Well, there's one older looking guy, but you know, we got all colors represented there. So evidently perversion is exists in all, can exist in any color, any background, it would seem. Gross.
bars. While 13 suspects were arrested, the operations also provided law enforcement more than 60 leads on other potential suspects. Joining us now from Walton County, Florida, Captain Dustin Cosin from the Walton County Sheriff's Office, Criminal Investigations Bureau, and Heather Tice, an investigator for the Sheriff's Office who oversaw the sting. Thank you both so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. Our first captain, please tell me what led your team to actually start this investigation.
Yeah, so Dan, a lot of planning goes into these, a lot of foresight and a lot of work after the fact. Again, coordination for this operation between Walton County Sheriff's Office, but also multiple other agencies locally, as well as FDLE, FBI, Homeland Security, NCIS, and just a plethora of other agencies to kind of make this happen.
Right.
Y'all, I want to be involved in one of these sting operations because I swear to God, I want to be there when they lay down the hammer on these people. Hey, Shorty Small, what's up? Yes, they are like roaches. Yes, they do need to be castrated. Yes, probably. Also, I think if they witness their mothers being mistreated, particularly sexually, to just, generally not have respect for women. But that doesn't explain the attraction to children. Like, what there's just no freaking explanation for that. Like, what the actual fuck?
Captain, I guess my question is, what led you to start it at all?
Well, just basically, we know that these are occurring all the time. So we're taking a proactive approach to kind of seek out these predators and then work to get them caught, solicit them to come and travel and get them arrested. Again, these are guys, these are bad people that we're, again, taking that proactive approach to arrest them.
Yeah. Investigator Tice, how did the undercover part work? Who was involved? How did you do it?
Like Captain Cosin said, a lot of departments were involved in this. So those departments have trained investigators that know what to say and what not to say. They were all in a room together and they set up undercover profiles on social media. They think that they have one that has probable cause, and we have checks and balances to make sure that there's probable cause. A location is given to these individuals, and then they travel and meet us.
Now, how about the arrests? We have these pictures. Is this like the old Dateline series where you have a young sounding girl in the background or on the phone with them, sort of pretending to be that young girl that they thought that they...
Y'all, do you see his eyes? Do you see that expression? Does it look familiar? I swear, those pictures that you see when you look up, like who are the SROs in your area, they all have that look. That look of just depravity. Ew.
They were going to meet there?
I think that there's multiple levels of very similar to the Dateline, I'm Chris Hansen series and show. There's multiple levels to that. I'll let Investigator Tice talk
It's a little bit more strict than that. Like I said, we have checks and balances of what we can say and what we can't say. But yeah, we do have some investigators that sound like 13-year-old girls, and they'll be chatting with them on the phone.
Wow. Captain, in so many of these cases, the defendants claim they were entrapped. What did you do to avoid that? You knew that you must have known ahead of time that's going to be the defense. That's what they're going to claim. What do you do ahead of time to ensure that you're protected against that sort of defense?
Absolutely. So then we have
I'm so glad that they asked that question, that she asked that question. Hi, Brandy. Oh, girl, you got a nap. Look at you. Naps are what's up. That's self-care right there. I love naps. But yes, we do need him to be stomped. Uh-huh. But I do always wonder how do they get away with that entrapment thing? But then I'm like, so fucking what if they were entrapped? But then again, we want the charge to stick, so that's why we do have to be concerned about it. But I'm like, I don't give a damn. Entrap them all day fucking long because they're pieces of shit.
everybody from the investigators and the people that have specialized skills to work on the front end, as well as having prosecutors engaged with the operation so that we are, again, we have those checks and balances all the way through the operation. Again, on site, we have evidence recovery, we have the investigators acting in undercover capacities, but also, again, we have those prosecutors kind of standing there over the shoulder of the chatters to make sure that we are doing things how we should do for that successful prosecution, so we can hold these individuals accountable, but also hopefully prevent these individuals from seeking out live victims, because that's what the ultimate goal is.
Investigator Tice, were there any of these guys that stuck out to you as particularly egregious in sort of the facts of what happened?
I don't think one in particular stuck out. We had investigators interviewing these people afterwards, and those investigators got an 80% confession rate. There was one individual that stuck to it and said that it wasn't him, but other than that, all of them confessed to what they were doing.
And Captain, talking about the other leads, I mean, yes, we're talking about 13 arrests here, but you've also gotten 60 other potential leads. What does that mean when you say you have leads, and what are you going to do with those?
That means a lot of work for Investigator Tice and the rest of the investigators here at Baldwin County. Definitely not over the operation, although it lasted for 5 days. There's a lot of legwork to follow up on those 60 leads, but also put these cases together again for that successful prosecution. So that way we are, again, holding these individuals accountable, and it could potentially lead to more leads and more arrests as the entire investigation continues.
All right. Captain Dustin Cosin and Investigator Heather Tice, thank you both so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it.
It's like we need to do these stings in every town on a daily basis. And then, okay. If these guys, the ones that were arrested, catch a charge, realistically, how much time are they going to do? And is that going to fix the issue? I mean, one of the guys didn't even admit to it. Like, what the, dude. All I know is Walton County, Walton County Shorty Smoke. I apologize. But I will link this playlist into my description after the video so you can go to it. Actually, I think I can put it there. Let me put it in the thing now. I don't know what I'm trying to say, girl. Okay. So here's the link to that video for you. Because I just don't know. I don't know where Walton County is. Probably not fixable. That sucks. But yeah, props. Your grandbaby's picky, Betty Jo? Where's gymnastics going? I missed it. Okay, I'm behind. Got to go pick up frozen custard B-Day cake for my parents. Aw, yummy. I know, that's messed up. For everyone that's caught, there's probably 5 or more you didn't. Yep. Damn straight. Hi, Elizabeth. I think I didn't say hi to you earlier. I'm so sorry if I didn't. Because I see you, girl. I see you. Hey, CR. Did you change your name? Oh, it's in Florida? Thank you. Florida, Walton County. Okay. Dutchie's back, but she broke. Okay. So we're going to go to now my next playlist because I'm done with this one. Okay. Your girl got a lot of playlists, you know? You know what I'm saying? X out of that. Playlists. Okay. So, brain stuff. Yep. Okay. Let's talk about the psychology of post-traumatic stress disorder.
When you start a Mighty Network, you unlock something that hasn't been created before. You can...
Many of us will experience some kind of trauma during our lifetime. Sometimes we escape with no long-term effects, but for millions of us, those experiences linger, causing symptoms like flashbacks, nightmares, and negative thoughts that interfere with everyday life. This phenomenon, called post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, isn't a personal failing. Rather, it's a treatable malfunction of certain biological mechanisms that allow us to cope with dangerous experiences.
Okay. So it's very important what she just said about PTSD not being a personal failing. Okay. I'm so tired of hearing people say, oh, well, that happened to me too. I was whooped I was this and that. I experienced what trauma, da da da. But you don't see me acting a fool, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, that's great. That's wonderful. But that doesn't mean that everybody processes trauma the same. And it doesn't mean that everybody has the same safeguards in place or the same support system in place to deal with that. It's not an excuse for bad behavior, but it ought to give us some kind of understanding for individuals who don't get the support that they need, and for society to come together to try to get those supports put into place for people. We've got to find those kids who have experienced trauma early on and give them the support and the resources before they start to develop those problematic thought processes that lead to damaging behavior.
To understand PTSD, we first need to understand how the brain processes a wide range of ordeals, including the death of a loved one, domestic violence, injury or illness, abuse, rape, war, car accidents, and natural disasters. These events can bring on feelings of danger and helplessness, which activate the brain's alarm system, known as the fight, flight, freeze response. When this alarm sounds, the hypothalamic, pituitary, and adrenal systems, known as the HPA axis, work together to send signals to the autonomic nervous system. That's the network that communicates with adrenal glands and internal organs to help regulate functions like heart rate, digestion, and respiration.
Okay. If you were here when we watched the video about babies and how they need to have their needs met, and if there's chaos around them, they are in this heightened state of alertness and kind of like on guard. That goes back to what they're talking about here, the fight, flight, or freeze response. Okay. So being a baby and experiencing that trauma can then lead to the fight, flight, or fright. It's so hard to say that. The 3Fs response later, when they don't even know, they don't even recall the trauma that they've experienced, but are still affected by it in this way.
These signals start a chemical cascade that floods the body with several different stress hormones, causing physiological changes that prepare the body to defend itself. Our heart rate speeds up, breathing quickens, and muscles tense. Even after a crisis is over, escalated levels of stress hormones may last for days, contributing to jittery feelings, nightmares, and other symptoms. For most people, these experiences disappear within a few days to 2 weeks as their hormone levels stabilize. But a small percentage of those who experience trauma have persistent problems, sometimes vanishing temporarily, only to resurface months later. We don't completely understand what's happening in the brain, but one theory is that the stress hormone cortisol may be continuously activating the fight, flight, freeze response while reducing overall brain functioning, leading to a number of negative symptoms.
I stop here to remind us that there is much that scientists know about the brain, but there's so much that we don't know. For example, I've had many clients who the child is having so many behavior problems, and they've been adopted by this loving home, and they've been with that family since they were a toddler, but knowing that they experienced trauma before that placement, and knowing that they were born with drugs in their system, we still don't have a full understanding of how that will later impact a child. We know that somehow it does affect brain development, but we don't know every single thing about the brain yet. We're still, and when I say we, I just mean as a society, learning more about the brain.
These symptoms often fall into 4 categories: intrusive thoughts, like dreams and flashbacks, avoiding reminders of the trauma, negative thoughts and feelings like fear, anger, and guilt, and reactive symptoms like irritability and difficulty sleeping. Not everyone has all these symptoms or experiences them to the same extent and intensity. When problems last more than a month, PTSD is often diagnosed.
So you see how she just pointed out what I said, that this doesn't affect everyone the same. And are we to fault the individual, especially a child? Are we to fault a child for how they come to terms with the trauma that they don't even remember enduring? Do you hear how crazy that sounds? Why would we hold a child accountable for trauma that they endured? They were a victim of trauma, and they may not even remember it. And it's coming out in their behavior because of what their brain is doing. And then we punish them. We say they're a bad child. What kind of sense does that make? Zero.
Genetics, ongoing overwhelming stress, and many risk factors like pre-existing mental illnesses or lack of emotional support likely play a role in determining who will experience PTSD. But the underlying cause is still a medical mystery. A major challenge of coping with PTSD is sensitivity to triggers, physical and emotional stimuli that the brain associates with the original trauma. These can be everyday sensations that aren't inherently dangerous, but prompt powerful physical and emotional reactions. For example, the smell of a campfire could evoke the memory of being trapped in a burning house. For someone with PTSD, that memory activates the same neurochemical cascade as the original event. That then stirs up the same feelings of panic and helplessness, as if they're experiencing the trauma all over again. Trying to avoid these triggers, which are sometimes unpredictable, can lead to isolation. That can leave people feeling invalidated, ignored, or misunderstood.
Wow. So, yes. Yeah. And Duchess, you know what? Even with treatment, it's gonna have some effect later on in your life, in your relationships. So imagine if you have so many triggers, you've identified so many triggers that you're just like, I just can't go anywhere. I just need to just not talk to anybody, or, I can't people. I can't people because I'm triggered by everything. And it takes me to that state of trauma. And when you're taken to that state of trauma, then you're going to have a response, right?
Like a pause button has been pushed on their lives while the rest of the world continues around them. But there are options. If you think you might be suffering from PTSD, the first step is an evaluation with a mental health professional who can direct you towards the many resources available. Psychotherapy can be very effective for PTSD, helping patients better understand their triggers. And certain medications can make symptoms more manageable, as can self-care practices like mindfulness and regular exercise. What if you notice signs of PTSD in a friend or family member? Social support, acceptance, and empathy are key to helping in recovery.
Okay, so it's time for me to give out some gold stars. Who can tell me one way that you can support someone or yourself who has experienced trauma? And I know there's a super lag in my chat, so I'm going to go to, oh my gosh, this is still playing over here. What in the world? Bizarre. The video's still playing on the YouTube screen, but it's not playing any longer on the StreamYard. That's how, oh, weird. That delay is weird. That just totally messed with my mind. But anyway, thank you so much for your participation, everyone. You're doing a wonderful job. The body keeps score. Yes. What kind of therapy did you participate in, Crystal Dawn? Do you know? Because you know how there's different kinds. I'm just staring at the chat. Okay. September Virgo. Speak to someone if you feel these feelings, and also speak to someone that you see is struggling. Yes, absolutely. You can actually develop, oh, Betty Jo says in most cases therapy. Okay, yes. You can actually develop autonomic nervous system disorders, aka okay, don't be coming in here with these big words. They used to call it soldier's heart syndrome. Okay. I've done CBT for about 4 years, and that has been helpful. Yeah, see, that's what I think I need to do. So, Elise, if you could give us a few sentences just describing what is entailed in CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, that'd be super cool. Okay, so what are some things other than therapy that can be done? I was even told by a doctor that years ago, after the suicides in my family, as I developed major DVTs from ankle to above navel. I'm confused. I also like the book When Things Fall Apart and Getting Past Your Past. Oh, was that a book about my life, Dutchie? Exactly 3 months after both suicides. Oh, goodness. But some real basic and easy things are to have a healthy diet and to exercise and to get enough rest. And I know that sounds like, oh my gosh, that's so basic. But you know what? It's so necessary. It truly is. Your diet has a major effect on how you feel, how your body feels, and how your body feels has a major effect on your feelings, your emotions. And we know that exercise produces endorphins, right? So that's good for you. When you feel good, when your body feels good, you're more likely to have a sound mind. Okay, Elise said, I started it with identifying some cognitive distortions I was having, black and white thinking, catastrophic thinking, should statements. There are many. Okay. So it's teaching you to evaluate your thought patterns. Would that be an accurate way to describe it? And then, so once you recognize your thought patterns, then you work on changing them to, or replacing them, I guess, to healthy ones. September burger. But do we have to? Yes, you do. And Elise gets 10 stars. You know what, September, I count any kind of exercise because that's something that's self-care too. You got to give yourself some atta-girls or atta-boys, okay? Because you're not always going to get it from outside. You know, chances are you're not going to, you know. You're fortunate if you have someone around you who's like, yeah, you know what, you're doing great. Well, ain't nobody telling me that. So I'm going to tell myself that so I can keep momentum. Because look, when you feel like you're failing at something, that's not really motivational, you know. But if you have a small success and you say, hey, self, damn, look what you just did, girl. Okay. And it feels good, then you're going to do more of that. Yes, feelings are not facts. I love that. Reframe the thoughts. Yep. 73-year-old bodies don't often feel great. I know. I don't know because I'm not 73, but my body is falling apart already. So by the time I get there, it's probably gonna, gosh, who knows? Oh, Sassy, I'm sorry to hear. Yeah, nightmares are hard. I have one condition, it's called POTS. I've heard of that, where your body lives in a fight flight from cortisol and adrenaline. Yep, it's a spectrum disorder, but for some, it's completely disabling, not just people with PTSD. Okay. What are the other causes of it? Do you know? Postural orthostatic syndrome. Tachycardia? I faint sometimes. Yes. You also have to learn to be patient with yourself. Absolutely. And you have to be forgiving of yourself. Like, okay, not to the point that you allow yourself to make the same bad choices over and over and over again, but to the point that you say, okay, I really fucked up. I'm going to own it, and I'm going to legitimately make a point to do better. You know better, you do better. A lot of people who experience trauma do end up with health problems. Yep. Thank you, Sugar Magnolia. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Read a good book. Yes. Hi, Smiley Story. I played your video earlier about the scammer. Thank you for that. Read a good book, listen to your favorite music, walk in nature. Girl, yes. Yes. Actually, oh gosh, yes, grounding. It does so much for me. I love it very much. Self-care is very important. And yes, let yourself off the hook. That's right, Zona. Elise says, I have very positive self-talk now without even thinking about it. I acknowledge my problems or mistakes and make goals to change. That's what's up. Have to find the best motivation for the right things you want to change. Yes, yes. Physical and mental health are so related. Mm-hmm. Boundaries, boundaries. That's right, Deche. You can only get this far to this ride during these times. Okay, that's the boundary. Music is a winner until a song comes along that triggers you. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. And, yeah, sometimes medication is needed. I myself need my medicine. Ain't no shame in my game. I have a good friend who's been in therapy forever for a horrible childhood. She actually told me I was suffering from PTSD after that horrible accident. I had no idea. Yeah. So, yep, when you have something going on with yourself and you can recognize it a lot of times in others, but sometimes, people don't want to be told about themselves. And, what else? Girl, what meds are you taking? Because I need them, because I do not feel amazing. Mediation. I was grow a garden and spend time in my hammock. Do you mean meditation? I think you meant to type meditation. Change that station. Yes. Yeah, when you hear something that is triggering. Well, let's talk about that. What should we purpose to do when a trigger comes? Because oftentimes once you're triggered and you're in that fight, flight, or fight, like, how do you stop and think? How am I going to respond to this? How do you develop that control? Okay, let me get back to this. I've been talking too much.
Let them know you believe their account of what they're experiencing and that you don't blame them for their reactions. If they're open to it, encourage them to seek evaluation and treatment. PTSD has been called the hidden wound because it comes without outward physical signs. But even if it is an invisible disorder, it doesn't have to be a silent one. Mental health conditions impact millions of people around the world, yet are often misunderstood. Check out this playlist to get informed.
What's it like to learn science on Brilliant? Brilliant gets you hands-on to help you learn by doing.
Hey, welcome back. Today, I really wanted to think about what's the best way to teach teachers about trauma without getting them distracted with all the technical stuff, and what's the most important thing for them to understand and learn. And I thought that the best way to do it.
Okay, so this is obviously directed toward teachers, but we're all kind of teachers in a way, right? But I think this is good that we're really starting to, and this conversation has started well before now, but it's really, really starting to spread across the United States more quickly. I think because of the pandemic. And yeah, so hopefully we're on a good path to really getting educators to be able to provide social and emotional learning in classrooms. And I think that's kind of what he's going to, I think he's going to be touching on. Let's see.
Might be to just make a difference between a learning brain versus a brain in survival mode. So we'll just call it learning brain versus survival brain. And this is the difference. So learning brain is this brain that's open to learning new information, and it's completely okay with ambiguity and grays and vagueness. And it sees the big picture. It like pulls back and is on the balcony, can look over the forest and figure out what's going on. On an emotional level, people in learning brain feel calm, peaceful, maybe a little excited about what they're about to learn, maybe a little playful and having fun too, and definitely curious. And they're not afraid of making mistakes because it's just part of the learning process. And so they're not really thinking about themselves. And they actually feel a little bit of confidence that if they just apply themselves, they might pick up what they're trying to learn. Now, survival brain, on the other hand, is completely different. It's hyper-focused on threat. It doesn't like ambiguity. It wants clear, hard facts. It thinks in black and white terms. It doesn't want anything to be gray at all. And then emotionally, you can imagine that survival brain makes people feel panicky, feel like a little obsessive and afraid of getting things wrong. And they don't feel calm and open to learning new things. They just want to get things over with. And people in survival brain also really don't like making mistakes, and they are afraid of looking stupid too. So students in survival brain don't want to be picked on. They don't want to raise their hand and ask questions and look stupid. And so these people are also filled with doubt about their own ability to learn stuff, and they're afraid that other people can see how stupid they really are. Now, it's really important to understand how learning brain and survival brain interact, because survival brain always trumps learning brain. And it makes sense, because survival brain is just trying to save your life. And so if it thinks that there's something dangerous happening, you better pay attention to it, right? But the tricky thing is that as survival brain stays on longer and longer, it's harder to get out of that. It's harder to really go into learning brain.
He ain't never lied. Y'all understand what he's talking about? If you're in survival brain, you are like, okay. If you're in survival brain, you're concerned about your basic needs, right? So if you think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if you don't feel safe, which is essentially what's going on in survival brain, you are not going to give two fucks about what, and it's not a conscious decision, okay? I'm not saying that, but your subconscious is going to be so focused on remaining in control and alert as to what's going on around you that you're not going to be able to take in new information and process and learn. No, I didn't see your comment, Blackhawk. What's up? Did someone delete Blackhawk's comment? Perhaps? It's okay. I just want to know. Memory can be affected in PTSD, and some people don't know how to help themselves because they don't understand the source of feelings or triggers. So I think therapy is important for that. Elise, what are you? A body check. Everyone do a body check. Release the tension. Yeah, you have to be willing to do the work is the thing. You can't just be like, okay, I feel shitty and I'm just going to sit in it. I'm just going to marinate in what's upsetting me. And basically it's like quicksand. You know, if you're just going to sink further and further into it if you don't deal with it. I don't know if I said that right or understandably, but I understand what I'm saying. Damn it. Let's get back to the video.
And the way I think about it is kind of like the myth of Sisyphus. You know, that guy who has to push a rock up a hill, and then every day it falls back down and he has to do it over and over again. Well, being in learning brain is like being up on the high parts of that mountain. You can see the expanse of what's going on, but it also takes a lot of work to be up there. And at any second, if you're not paying attention and putting effort into it, it's so easy to slip back into survival brain again. And that rock that Sisyphus is trying to push up, well, that's kind of like stress. And the more stressed you feel, the heavier and bigger that rock gets, and it just pushes you back into survival brain quicker. Now, the kicker is that for traumatized people, stress is a really rigid and intense thing. And so with trauma, any little stress makes that rock grow way bigger than it normally would. And because people with trauma misperceive ambiguous situations as threatening and stressful, that rock just stays big all the time. Now, the good news is that the more you control stress, well, the easier it is to be in learning brain, right? Because that rock is a lot smaller. And what I really want to highlight for teachers is that the best way to keep students in learning brain goes back to why I spent so much time talking about attachment. Students best learn when they feel like they're safe and supported by the adults around them. So it's kind of like a baby elephant. You know how like on those nature shows, the baby elephant is like playing with leaves or exploring a tree or something like that and having a lot of fun. And the only reason why they can do that is because there's a whole group of mama elephants around that baby, protecting it and looking out for danger. So a kid with trauma or who's stuck in survival brain, it's kind of like that baby elephant who doesn't have protective adults around them. They can't play and learn because they're way too focused looking out for threat and danger. So this is why I really believe that the most important thing that schools need to focus on, way more important than any kind of techniques or curricula, is really whether or not they are creating that environment where students feel like they're surrounded by these big mama elephants who are going to protect them and watch out for them and make them safe. And when students have that, I bet you it unlocks their curiosity, their eagerness to learn and play as a way to learn. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below.
So basically, what I believe he is saying, and this is what I always tried to do in my classroom, and what I think we as people need to do in our workplaces and really anywhere that we dwell with others, is by fostering a sense of belonging for every person. Where it gets tricky is that, you know, we don't like everybody. And so if someone rubs us the wrong way, then maybe, you know, we avoid that person. So once you do that, once you put up that wall, then, you know, are you blocking the sense of belonging? I'm just asking. I'm just throwing stuff out there. I don't know. But I always tried to really bring my classroom together, my students to know that they are a cohesive group and they should be looking out for one another. Like, y'all are on the same team. And the way that I would do that is I would develop challenges, and lots of teachers do this. There's so many good teachers across the country and the world, but one way that they do this is by having incentives, like whole class incentives. So not where they're competing with one another. And I'm not saying that competition is wrong, because that does motivate kids too, but for them to, as a team effort, as a classroom, to work towards something together really helps to foster that sense of belonging within the group. Charlotte, I used to be a special education teacher. Yes. I am a parent educator now. and an advocate. Daisy said, also make sure you are aware of your surroundings. I stay away from things that trigger me. Yeah. Yep. If you know what those things are and you know that you may encounter them, then it's good to avoid. But then again, and I'm just speaking, from myself, like I want to be in a place mentally where what's an IEP then, ma'am? But anyway, okay. Encourage your classmates to do better. Yes. What was I saying? I totally just got. Oh, yeah. I want to be to where like I'm able to identify my triggers and that I will have the skill to be able to, in a healthy way, respond to my trigger. But yeah, there's just some things where I'm just not going to do. Like, I'm not going to go to a big party where I know there's going to be certain people that I may be triggered by if I'm not in a good place mentally at that time. It's being self-aware and knowing what you can take on that day, I guess, for me anyway. But yeah, no, special education is not a place, if that's what you're talking to. But IEP stands for Individualized Education Plan. So I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I'm happy to explain or clarify what you're asking. I've been working on making a mental health journal with worksheets that help with those things. Maybe one day I'll be done. That's so cool. I love that. I have a dream. And I have many, but one of them is that I would love to develop a curriculum that incorporates social emotional learning, and it's like a video game, right? And I want it to also be able to teach the subjects as far as whatever standards the kids need to learn, but I want it to be incorporated into a fun and engaging video game for those kids who are hard to reach, who lack that interest. How did I refer to kids? I'm not sure what you're getting at. I want to do a curriculum too. Yes. And look as well. Is that general practitioner? Is that what that stands for? Yeah, I mean, I have so many things that I want to do that I feel overwhelmed by it, and so then I just don't do any of it and I just talk about it. But yeah. My other dream, if you care to hear, is, and I really want to do this, but I'm so afraid and I don't know how to do it. But I've talked to Duchess about this. She knows that I want to have a business by the beach because the beach is my happy place. Okay. And the business will be an art studio essentially, but it'll be like kind of I envision it as like an art cafe, right? So think of those paint and sip places. So it's kind of like that. And but you don't have to have an appointment. Like, you know, with the paint and sip ones, they have like certain paintings that they do, and it's on the calendar and all that stuff. Like, I love that stuff. But mine is going to be open, you know, like just regular business hours, and it'll be walk-in. So when you come in, you'll see tables set up with easels on them, and you'll get a sort of a menu that has pictures of the different projects. And of course, there'll be actual, like behind the counter, there'll be examples of the projects that you can make. And because I want it to be by the beach, I'm thinking that I'll have a lot of like beach themed pieces of art that people can make. And so what you do is you look at the menu and you're like, oh, okay, so I want to make the shell soap dish. That's a really bad example. But anyway, just whatever. So you go to the counter and you're like, okay, so this is what I want to make, the number 4. Okay. So the person who's working, which is me, because I'm the owner, what the fuck? And I go and get the little bin, and the little bin will have all of the materials in it. Okay. So they pay for their kit, and then on their phone, I'll give them a link to a video that will be the step-by-step process of how to make that thing, right? So the advantage for people is, 1, they don't have the mess in their own house. 2, like if you're on vacation and you're just walking along and you're like, okay, what can we get into, you know? And you see this place because everyone wants to buy souvenirs, right? But how cool would it be if you could just pop into this place and take, like, you know, 45 minutes to an hour and a half to make your own souvenir during your vacation. And then you don't have to clean up the mess. You guys like it? I'm also going to have mini donuts. That's when I lose people. When I tell them about this dream, I'm like, but there has to be mini donuts. And you can smoke legal marijuana there too. Elise, you can totally work there. Also, this is my other favorite part about it. I also want to actively recruit students and adults, really, with disabilities and or mental health that are having trouble getting employment. Because I want to create a space where people can, you know, find their purpose and be functional, but have the understanding of someone who is who wants to see them succeed. So anyway, that's it. But I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared to fail, or maybe I'm scared to succeed. I don't, whatever one it is. It's something. It's scary. And I don't have the money, really. I don't know. Like, I need to make a business plan and stuff, and I don't know how to do any of that. So I just, you know, once I start talking about all the logistical things, then I talk myself out of it. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. So really, I wish that some like businessy person would hear my idea and be like, you know what? I am going to write a business plan for you and fund this project. Let's do it. But that's pretty unlikely to happen. Yeah, it's funny you say that because I have done that. Like I've drawn a diagram of the inside of my shop. I have made lists of all of the different, what do you call it, like dipping sauces for the mini donuts. Because, okay, first of all, hot, fresh mini donuts are the bomb. Okay. I don't know if you've ever had them before, but you're really missing out if you haven't. And I just was thinking they would be so amazing if you had different sauces to go along with it. Like, for example, an apple, like an apple pie type sauce. Oh my gosh, warm apple pie sauce. Okay, Nutella. Oh my gosh, raspberry sauce. Like, hello, are you hungry at this point? Because I am like, I need some mini donuts and there's nowhere to get them. The only place I know of to get a mini donut is a fair, and there's no fairs going on right now. Sugar Mama, you're inspired. I'm so glad. I love it. Oh, Elise, that sounds amazing. Carrot cake donut with cream cheese frosting. Girl. Yes. Hell to the yes. Wait, gymnastics. Did you write a book? What's going on here? Be brave and make the first move. Keep it small in the beginning. I know. I'm scared. Like, I don't even have I don't know, dudes. It'd be so much easier if I didn't have to work full time while I do this. Get this started, you know. Can you do this? One of the booths you can rent, say, for antique craft store. They allow you to. Oh, that's an idea, September Virgo. Yeah, I'm sure that they do, but I talk myself out of that before I even get that far because I'm terrified. It's bad. White chocolate. Girl. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. So good. Let's get this man off of here. So yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. I think I'm hungry for a donut. Actually, I need dinner. I haven't even, what have I eaten today? I ate half a grapefruit and a muffin. Do you love how I've spent this whole time talking about, so everyone, this is how you have good mental health, okay? You take care of your body, you exercise. Meanwhile, Libby's been sitting on her ass all day eating nothing. Oh my gosh, that's bad. So, that said, it's time for me to eat a salad and some other healthy things and drink some water because I am going to be that healthy bitch today. But I'm also going to smoke some weed. The legal kind. Don't judge me. You had some ravioli sugar? Anyway, I thank you all, and I leave you with this thought. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. I think Gandhi said that. I'm not sure. I'm sure someone will correct me if I am wrong in the comments. And for that, I say thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I hope to see you on these YouTube streets. Mr. Fuck You Mean, you've been here all the time. Oh my gosh, God bless you. That's a real deal right there. Thank you, everyone, so much. I hope to see you in these YouTube streets, and you know, we will smile and wave at one another, and we will try to spread the joy. And when we have a problem with someone, we'll just say, "Hey, you got me fucked up, and let's figure it out. Let's fix it." Okay? Fuck you mean. Let's do this. Love y'all. See you later.